Hi everybody, it's me, Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. Yeah, this is the recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 15, Episode 1, An Unexpected Secret. You guys know how reluctant I was to recap this season. I literally feel like I still might not recap the entire season because I'm expecting things to go really bad. But I started watching this episode and I heard the voice of Gina Keogh narrating in the style of Desperate Housewives, followed by some quick iconic moments. We have Vicky, why did you bring a family van for 6 people? To Tamra, it's my opinion. To Heather Dubrow, it's not my fault. And I got so drawn into it, but I have to tell you, it was the graphic arts department putting a black slash separating Shannon from the Tres Amigas that had me kind of sit back in my chair and go, oh, grab the popcorn, girl. We just might have ourselves a show here. And here I am. If I'm being honest, the other part of this for me personally is that I was so happy to have Vicky and Tamra gone that I desperately wanted the show to be successful in their absence. I just didn't want for one moment for either of them to think that the show couldn't carry on without them. So for that reason, I really wanted to watch and I really wanted it to be good. Then, of course, social media helping Kelly Dodd rear her ugly head kind of just made it all fall in the toilet for me, and that's where I am today. I still don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but I watched this episode. I loved this episode. I'm just going to put it out there. I loved it, much to my chagrin. So, all right, let's just get into it. We open with Shannon and her new house. She's cooking in the kitchen with her boyfriend, John, and the stark contrast between that and her cooking with David while he opens a bag of potato chips and just stands there eating them while she's making dinner. Granted, it was only quinoa, but still, the contrast is just night and day. I will say, though, that I'm not so sure Shannon is as happy as she would like us all to believe, because it's not her personality. She needs to control things, and it's too chaotic. With her girls and John, it has 2 boys and a girl. This whole blended Brady Bunch thing, it's a lot. And like Sophie's like, so Mom, I did a thing today. And she's like, what thing did you do? Stella, why are you laughing? Stella, oh my God. The evil daughter, we love her so much, don't we? That kid, ugh. Anyway, I think all she did was get a second piercing in her ear. So, I don't know. Shannon, of course, acted like she, put wings on her vajayjay. And apparently it was John's daughter that recommended the place where she got her ears pierced. So, yeah, there's a lot of forced fun. They're all in a silly string fight. I'm putting a pin in the whole Shannon thing because it's going great, but I'm suspicious. Next, we are with Kelly and Jolie and Kelly's new boyfriend, well, now husband, Rick Leventhal. They're all on a Ferris wheel together. Rick's in the middle. I don't know. I guess I thought that was a little weird. Jolie is 13 years old now. According to Kelly, her hormones are all over the place. And even Jolie, I thought it was really cute and pretty insightful for a 13-year-old. But then again, she has been parenting Kelly her whole life. So she said that it's hard being 13 and that sometimes she's laughing and the next minute she's angry about something. And, my emotions are everywhere. I still love Jolie. According to Kelly, Jolie loves Rick way more than she loved Dr. Brian. But, yeah. Next, we see Shannon visiting Gina at her new place. I feel like everybody moved. Oh, except for Emily. She still has to live next door to her in-laws. So I don't think she's going to be moving anytime soon. Gina is showing Shannon around her place, And she also has a Brady Bunch situation. She's moved in with her boyfriend, Travis, and he has 2 girls and a boy, and Gina has 2 boys and a girl. So that's even more Brady Bunch. That house is nice. I guess, according to the other ladies, I guess it's really tiny. It looked nice to me. It was heavily bunk bedded. Like maybe it's only 3 bedrooms because they have all the girls in bunk beds in one room and all the boys in bunk beds in the other. I mean, I guess the question is, how often do they have all 6 kids there at the same time? Maybe not a lot. Gina, you know what? Gina looks like the rest of us. Like life kicked her in the teeth a little bit, you know? But she'll rally. Oh, wait. This is before coronavirus. Well, listen, life did kick her in the teeth last year, so all things considered, I kind of understand. They sit down to talk in Gina's kitchen, and Shannon tells her that Braunwyn moved a block away from Shannon. Gina isn't a real fan of Braunwyn's, and Shannon's not a real fan of Kelly's, who she now tells Gina has also moved into her neighborhood. Not a block away, I don't think. But so yeah, I guess all the ladies are in the same hood. Next, we are with Kelly, Braunwyn, and the new housewife, Elizabeth. Kelly and Braunwyn are going over to Elizabeth's house. She's got a beach house right on the boardwalk. I think it was Kelly's old neighborhood. Remember Kelly? Oh, God. Remember Dr. Brian rented the place below Kelly? I wonder if he's still there. Anyway, apparently Kelly moved into Shannon's neighborhood now, so it doesn't matter. But this might have been where Kelly met Elizabeth. But Braunwyn seems to know Elizabeth too, and I'm not exactly sure how. In the voiceover, Braunwyn tells us that Elizabeth has a big personality and she's a lot of fun to be around. She has like a take no prisoners attitude. And in Kelly's voiceover, she tells us that Elizabeth's got a very extravagant lifestyle and that she used to be married to a billionaire. So, like things that matter to Kelly. Now she has a new boyfriend because I guess he made lunch for the ladies before he went to work. I don't know where he works or what the situation is there. While Elizabeth is opening the champagne bottle, the cork kind of hits Braunwyn in the mouth. And on top of that, Braunwyn isn't even drinking champagne, which that's a little foreshadowing. I'll just leave that alone for right now. They're sitting outside now eating lunch, and it really is right on the boardwalk because this kid on a bike goes by and he's looking at them, and Kelly's like, I see you peeking, but you're not speaking. Kelly is exactly the same. Just in case you thought she changed, she did not. You know how she's always got those weird phrases and stuff? I see you peeking, but you're not speaking. First of all, that's the dorkiest thing I've ever heard anybody say, especially from somebody who's always calling other people a dork. No, you're a dork. But the second thing is, he's a child, Kelly. The boy is 18 years old, and she's trying to flirt with him? Okay. Elizabeth shares with us that her boyfriend won't have sex with her because she's married still. In Kelly's confessional, she feels the need to tell us that when she and Rick are together, they have sex 2, sometimes 3 times a day. Very proud of you, Kelly. So I guess what happened was Elizabeth's husband had an affair and had a child with this woman. The worst part of it is that she wanted to have children and he didn't. Yeah, he's got one now. Next, we are at dinner with our favorite couple, Emily and Shane. It's their 11th anniversary, and I'm just waiting for the bread basket to come out. Side note, you guys, Emily just had her breast implants removed and a reverse tummy tuck. And it's because when they cut underneath her breasts, I guess to take out the implants, they're gathering up the skin, pulling it up under her breasts, and then re-sewing it. How do I know all this? Because for those of you who don't have a weak stomach, the surgery is on Instagram. Yeah. Like in graphic detail. And I gotta tell ya, it was a little bit fascinating. I didn't watch all of it. It was in like 4 parts or 5 parts or something like that. There was a couple that it was blurry and they said it like had graphic content and to like beware and all that. I just chose not to watch those ones. The ones I did see were graphic enough. But yeah, it's fascinating. And I don't know how I feel about it. Is it TMI? Well, God, yes. But also oddly brave of her, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I like Emily a lot. So maybe it's because of that I just think that she's not doing anything wrong. I don't know. It's so weird, you guys. Anyway, you can thank me or curse me later. All right, so I guess Shane has been on his best behavior since her last surgery. Do you remember she had the hip surgery? And she talked about how last year she was miserable because she was in such constant pain. And since the surgery, she has a new lease on life, I guess, basically. They're sitting there and Shane said, well, the last 6 months, how have I been? And Emily said, you've been amazing, seriously. And then she leans in for a kiss. What is wrong with him? I mean, what is actually wrong with him? She's like, I'm trying to kiss you here. And he goes, sorry. And then he does kiss her reluctantly with this like scrunched up face of like an 8-year-old boy with an overly affectionate aunt. I guess that part's just really never going to change. Because Emily is so beautiful, you guys. I keep saying that. But it's crazy to me that she is with a man that doesn't seem to find her attractive. I don't know. Listen, you know what? I always complain when somebody is too overly affectionate in public, right? I'm hoping when they're alone at home, he's all over her. That's my hope for you, Emily. In her confessional, Emily's like, I think last year a lot of it was my fault because I didn't recognize that he's a great dad and a great husband. Really? Okay. Emily tells him that she's going to be meeting with Braunwyn and see her new house. And then she talks about how much Braunwyn drinks. And she said, I can't have a normal conversation with her. We see like a flashback of her acting all crazy and stuff. And then we see her on a plane and she has fallen asleep on the shoulder of the man next to her. Ah, the pre-COVID life, huh? Where you could just drunkenly slump over onto the shoulder of a stranger. In this next scene, we see Shannon walking over to Braunwyn's house because, as we know, they're just a block away from each other now. And we get the tour of Braunwyn's house. Apparently, her old house was too small for her. That old house was gorgeous, too. I guess it's because she has 26 children. But this one is 3 stories, 8,000 square feet. It has a meditation room, a gym, and a nightclub. Now we're with Gina and Kelly. They are heading to a hot yoga class. In Gina's confessional, she is talking about her weight gain and she's happy now. And then things just, just kind of turns into a situation. And now I have a situation to handle. I mean, she has gained some weight, but honestly, I think she looks way, way healthier here. Her skin looks better. She has a little color in her cheeks. I think her hair's cute. She's got a kind of a layered bob thing going. She honestly looks like she's got her life together better. But yes, I mean, she's carrying more weight than she did last year. After the yoga, she and Kelly talk about the subject of the day, Braunwyn's drinking. Kelly said that she was in Miami for Rick's birthday party and got totally wasted. So it is starting to sound like there's a situation for Braunwyn as well. Braunwyn and Shannon are talking about Gina, and I guess it's a townhome because Braunwyn can't believe she's in a townhome with 6 kids. She's being pretty snotty about it, actually. She asked Shannon if she had talked to Kelly yet, and Shannon's like, no, why would I talk to her? She tells Braunwyn that the thing that hurts her the most is that Kelly reached out to the person that was suing her. Yeah, Jim Bellino. You guys remember Jim Bellino suing Shannon and Tamara. And apparently Kelly, I don't know, I guess she reached out to Jim Bellino. I don't know. It's not like Kelly was going to be the star witness or anything. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but that's what Shannon is most hurt about. We're going back and forth a little bit between these two couples, and it seems to me that when Gina is talking to Kelly about Shannon, she's kind of trying to get Kelly and Shannon back together. And when Braunwyn is talking to Shannon about Gina and Kelly, she's also trying to get Shannon and Kelly together, at least to meet up with each other. Okay, next we are with Elizabeth and her friend and her brother, and they're driving out to this property that she bought to turn into a rescue center for animals, and think like a hospital for animals and everything. It's huge. It's like 10,000 square feet. They're driving out to it, and she's telling us in her voiceover a little bit about herself. She said that I never heard this phrase. She said, I grew up garbage can poor in the Ozarks. She was like a real country hillbilly and talked like a hillbilly. And so, yeah, I guess she said the minute she figured out that money was the way to freedom, she said she started working and she never stopped working. She never stopped earning money because she saw that as her way out of poverty, being garbage can poor, I guess. Side note, is this how you would dress if you were going somewhere with your brother? I mean, I know she's a housewife, but just button it up one or two more, That seemed a little ridiculous. Anyway, she is also the founder of a company called Edge Music Network, which is a music streaming service. Her doctor told her that she needed to slow down or she's going to have a heart attack. And so she wants to sell that company, but not until the divorce is final, because if she sells it, then her husband will get half of it. But he's a billionaire, right? Does he really need half of her company? Well, whatever. We're seeing pictures of her in, private jets and all over the world with her husband, her soon-to-be ex-husband. So yeah, she really did seem to be leading a jet-setter life, but she didn't like that she was losing her own identity, was just like arm candy for her husband. And so she's actually happy to be moving on to a new chapter in her life. Next, we are back at Braunwyn's house, and Kelly is coming over. Well, this is going to be the meeting between Kelly and Shannon. Kelly gets there first, and oh, it's so funny. Yet again, the housewives are wearing the same thing. This time, it's Braunwyn and Kelly in this yellow print and leopard ensemble. Kelly has these yellow print pants. There's palm trees on it and stuff, and a leopard blouse. And Braunwyn is wearing the dress version, which is the yellow print dress with the palm trees with some leopard accents, like collar and a little bit around the sleeves and stuff like that. Clearly, it's the exact same fabric, though. So I actually looked it up this time because, I don't know fashion. And I'm always asking you guys, is this like Gucci? What is this? I don't know. So I looked this up and I still don't know. The label is Le Superbe. I've never heard of it. And that makes it even stranger to me that the two of them just happen to show up in the same thing, I guess. Even stranger to me is that later when Shannon gets there, she doesn't say a word about it. How do you not notice that the two other people in the room are wearing a very distinct print? So this is the fourth time tonight, I think, that there has been a point made about the fact that Braunwyn is not drinking. When she was at Elizabeth's house earlier, she said, oh, I have to pick up the kids from school, so I'm not drinking. And then I think when she was with Shannon earlier, she just said, oh, yeah, I'm just having water. And this time she just told Kelly, yeah, I'm just not going to drink. I'm trying to cut back. Just pointing that out. Foreshadowing. All right, so Shannon arrives now, and she and Kelly toast with a shot to new beginnings. And then Kelly said, I have a gift for you. And it's a pack of Uno cards. Shannon laughs. I don't know that I would have immediately gotten the joke, but I guess it's because she is no longer part of Tres Amigas, and she is now Uno Amiga. But she thought it was funny. And she said, I appreciate the thought that went into it. So she laughs. And then it almost goes south because she said, Kelly, I just wanted to tell you why I'm hurt. She explains what she said before. You reached out to somebody who was suing me. Kelly is like, it's not always just one-sided or all about you, Shannon. You guys made me feel terrible. You made me feel ganged up on. So it doesn't look like it's going well. And the next thing said could be really bad. Except what happens next is that Kelly just gets up and walks into the bathroom. And we hear her peeing. Okay, I guess it's because she's mic'd, but I'm kind of hoping this isn't going to be like a new thing. You know, like how now we break the fourth wall all the time. I don't know, but we then hear the toilet flush. God, you guys, that's crazy, right? Anyway, somehow when she gets back, Shannon apologizes. And Kelly apologizes as well, and they both want to move forward, so there you go. Sometimes you just need to take a break and pee. Now we're in the car with Gina and her boyfriend Travis. I like him a lot for her. I do. I was bothered by something. I didn't know what it was at first. I'm thinking it might be that his mustache is too neatly trimmed for my taste. But, you know, when you put that up against domestic violence, it's something I can live with. So they're heading to Gina's attorney's office. And I didn't get exactly what was happening here, but I think things are going better with her and Matt. Yeah, because like Matt is going to anger management classes and they're like really helping him. He talks differently to me now. So that's good, I guess. I was hoping it didn't mean that she was dropping the domestic violence charges. They were pending, and I think they were pending because they were waiting for this other part of the maybe divorce settlement to happen. I don't know, guys. If you understood this scene better than I did, why don't you leave it in the comments so that everybody else can understand? I wasn't sure if she was dropping the charges against him because she then was saying something about how, you know, me and I have to co-parent, and it's all about my kids. It's all about my kids. You know how she gets that real quiet, real high, quiet voice. That's what I mean. Like, I hope she's not dropping those charges for the sake of her children because she wants them to have their dad. I don't know. The whole thing scares me because I'm happy for her now. I just worry about the next woman that Matt's with, you know? Okay, now we are back at Braunwyn's new house, and it's the night that Emily is coming to see the place. Braunwyn is very nervous around Emily. She tells us in her confessional, Emily and I haven't been able to get very close. And she thinks it's because Emily was kind of the one who would call her out on her drinking. So they're sitting on the couch. She got a drink for Emily, and she's just drinking water. And she's really nervous. And she said, I have to apologize to you. And Emily said, for what? And she said, because I pushed you away. And I think it's because I wasn't ready to hear what you were saying. Then she tells her that in Miami, I guess during the time of Rick Leventhal's party, she said, I didn't stop drinking for 4 days, like night and day. She said, Sean didn't know, like nobody knew. She said, but when my hands would start shaking, I would take a shot. Yeah. She tells us in the voiceover that she was 14 years old when she started drinking. She lived with her grandparents. She said it was probably abandonment issues. Dr. Tab, Mother of the Year, doesn't surprise me. But that, recently, like, Sean doesn't know she's been hiding alcohol around the house, stuff like that. So Emily said, I'm your friend. I should say, before that, she said the only reason it wasn't a problem is because she was pregnant for so many years. She was either pregnant or nursing for 14 years. And so she didn't drink, and I guess, wasn't tempted to, so it wasn't a problem, and now it's become a problem again. So Emily said to her, well, I'm your friend, and I want to support you however you want me to. So is your goal to never drink again? There's a long pause. And Braunwyn said, I don't think I can ever drink again. That scares me to say that. And Emily said, okay. And then it ends with Braunwyn's talking head. And she said, for the first time, I can say, my name is Braunwyn and I'm an alcoholic. And the screen fades to black. And that's it, you guys. Oh my gosh. I know the end was a little manipulative, but I'm telling you, I was enraptured. I got chills when she said that at the end. I want the best for her. I hope she gets help. I hope she does well this season. I hope she doesn't relapse. There's a whole lot of previews for what's to come throughout this season. And of course, it's a lot of craziness and yelling and drink throwing and all that kind of stuff. So we may be back to our old tricks. And also, like I said, halfway through, production stops and COVID is here. So even though I'm curious to see how they handle it, I had heard that they were filming themselves. I'm curious to see how that pans out, but I'm still giving myself an out because if it gets rough, I do this channel to have fun. If it feels at all like I'm not going to have fun, I'm not going to recap. That's just, let me put it that way. But this episode was fun and I really, really liked it. And I hope you guys did too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, wear a mask, go vote. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.